Yo, let's be real. Who needs phones when you can just yell really loudly, right? Just kidding. But seriously, before phones and the internet, communication in South Africa was a whole different beast. Imagine a time before WhatsApp, before Twitter, even before those annoying you up texts at 2 a.m. Back in the day, long-distance communication meant smoke signals, carrier pigeons, or if you were fancy, a telegram. The first telegraph line in South Africa was built way back in 1860. That's right, 1860. This was a game changer, connecting Cape Town to Simonstown. Suddenly, news could travel faster than a cheetah on a sugar rush. Then came the undersea cables, linking South Africa to the rest of the world. No more waiting weeks for news from Europe. We were finally plugged into the global grapevine. These early innovations were like the awkward first steps of a baby giraffe, shaky but full of promise. Little did they know these humble beginnings would lay the foundation for a telecommunications revolution in South Africa, a revolution that would eventually give birth to a giant Telkom. So how did we go from telegrams to TikTok? Well, it all started with a little company called Telkom, okay? Maybe not so little. Telkom, or as it was originally known, the South African Post and Telecommunications Corporation, was born in 1991. This wasn't your average startup, though. Telkom inherited the legacy of those early communication pioneers, becoming the big kahuna of the South African telecom scene. In the beginning, Telkom was a state-owned enterprise, which basically means the government was the boss. They had a monopoly on telecommunications, meaning they were the only game in town. Now, monopolies often get a bad rap, and for good reason, but in Telkom's case, it meant they had the resources to invest heavily in infrastructure, connecting even the most far-flung corners of the country. During these early years, Telkom formed important partnerships. One of these was with Vodafone, a global telecoms player. This partnership led to the creation of Vodacom, a mobile network that would eventually become a major force in South Africa. Who knew that those clunky early cell phones would evolve into the pocket computers we have today? But hold on, the story doesn't end there. The South African telecoms landscape was about to undergo a major shake-up. Change is inevitable, even in the world of telecoms. In the late 1990s, South Africa decided it was time to inject some competition into the market. The government introduced new legislation to deregulate the industry, like a referee finally blowing the whistle on a one-sided game. This deregulation was a big deal. It meant that Telkom's monopoly was over. New players, eager to get a slice of the telecoms pie, were allowed to enter the market. This led to a boom in the industry. Suddenly, South Africans had more choices, better services, and cheaper prices. Remember those days when a phone call cost an arm and a leg? Yeah, deregulation helped change that. But this new competition also meant that Telkom couldn't just rest on its laurels. They had to adapt, innovate, and fight to keep their customers happy. Luckily, Telkom isn't one to back down from a challenge. They had a few tricks up their sleeve. To understand how Telkom responded to these changes, we need to take a peek under the hood. Don't worry, there are no wires or circuit boards here, just a breakdown of how this massive company is structured. Think of Telkom as a house with multiple rooms, each serving a different purpose. You've got Openserve, the infrastructure arm responsible for those underground cables and exchanges that keep the internet flowing. They're like the plumbing and electrical system of the house, essential but often overlooked. Then there's BCX, the IT solutions division, providing businesses with everything from cloud computing to cybersecurity. They're like the interior designers, making sure everything runs smoothly and efficiently. And of course, you can't forget Telkom Consumer, the division that brings you internet, mobile and entertainment services. They're like the friendly housemates, always there to keep you connected and entertained. This multi-divisional structure allows Telkom to cater to a wide range of customers, from individual users to large corporations. It's like having a Swiss Army knife of telecom services, ready to tackle any challenge. Section 5, Conquering New Territories, Telkom's Acquisitions and Expansions. As the telecoms landscape evolved, Telkom knew it couldn't stand still. Like a shark that has to keep moving to stay alive, Telkom went on the offensive, making strategic acquisitions and expanding its reach. One notable example was the purchase of Business Connection, a leading IT services company, in 2015. This move was like Telkom adding a turbocharger to its engine, boosting its capabilities in the enterprise market. But Telkom's ambitions weren't limited to South Africa. They expanded their footprint across the continent, investing in other African countries. This expansion wasn't just about making money, it was about connecting people and bridging the digital divide. Telkom understood that access to information and communication is crucial for economic growth and development. These strategic moves helped Telkom diversify its offerings and solidify its position as a major player in the African telecoms market. But as they say, with great power comes great responsibility, and Telkom's dominance wouldn't go unchallenged. Section 6, a sea of competitors navigating the telecoms landscape. Remember that deregulation we talked about earlier? Well, it opened the floodgates for competition. Suddenly, Telkom wasn't the only fish in the sea. New players like Neotel, Vodacom, MTN and Cell C emerged, all vying for a piece of the action. Imagine a group of hungry friends trying to share a pizza. Things can get a little messy. That's basically what happened in the South African telecoms market. The competition was fierce, with each company trying to outdo the other with innovative products, attractive pricing, and aggressive marketing campaigns. This intense competition had a positive impact on consumers. It forced Telkom to up its game, leading to better services, more choices, and lower prices. The days of Telkom being the only option were long gone. The telecoms landscape had transformed into a vibrant marketplace, with consumers reaping the benefits. But this newfound competition also brought challenges. Telkom found itself facing criticism from various corners, accusing it of not doing enough to embrace this new era of competition. Section 7, under fire, criticisms and controversies. With great power comes great responsibility, and as the former telecoms heavyweight, Telkom often found itself in the crosshairs. One of the main criticisms leveled at Telkom was its historical dominance and the perception that it was reluctant to let go of its monopolistic tendencies. Some argued that Telkom's infrastructure advantage gave it an unfair advantage over its rivals. Another major point of contention was the high cost of internet access in South Africa. Despite improvements in infrastructure and increased competition, South Africans still paid some of the highest prices for data in the world. Many pointed fingers at Telkom, accusing the company of stifling competition and keeping internet prices artificially high. These criticisms painted a picture of Telkom as a Goliath, resistant to change and slow to adapt to the needs of consumers in a rapidly evolving digital landscape. But is this portrayal entirely accurate? Or is there more to the story? Section 8, Telkom today, adapting to a digital future. Despite the criticisms, it's important to acknowledge Telkom's contributions to South Africa's telecommunications landscape. Telkom has played a pivotal role in connecting communities, businesses and individuals across the country. They've invested heavily in infrastructure, expanding access to broadband and mobile services, even in remote areas. Today, Telkom is a different beast than the lumbering giant of the past. They've made significant strides in adapting to the digital age, investing in new technologies like fiber-optic cables and 5G networks. They've also expanded their product offerings, moving beyond traditional voice and data services to include entertainment, cloud computing, and cybersecurity solutions. Telkom has also made efforts to address the concerns of consumers. They've introduced more affordable data packages and invested in initiatives aimed at improving customer service. While there's always room for improvement, Telkom's journey over the past few decades is a testament to its resilience and ability to adapt to a constantly changing market. Section 9, the road ahead. Challenges and opportunities for Telkom. As we look to the future, Telkom faces a number of challenges. The competition in the telecoms market is only going to intensify, with new technologies and business models constantly emerging. The demand for faster internet speeds, more affordable data, and innovative services will continue to rise. However, these challenges also present opportunities. Telkom's extensive infrastructure, established brand, and deep understanding of the African market give it a solid foundation to build upon. By embracing innovation, prioritizing customer needs, and fostering a culture of agility, Telkom has the potential to remain a leading force in the African telecom sector for years to come. The story of Telkom is a microcosm of South Africa's own journey, a story of transformation, challenges, and ultimately progress. As the country continues to embrace the digital revolution, Telkom will undoubtedly play a crucial role in shaping the future of communication in South Africa and beyond.